Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be taking one final look at the entire Create and Above and Beyond base, so let's get going. Changes since last time. Meowder came in and redid the outside walls, because he said that the other ones were ugly. We have pretty much all of the production down for everything. So we've seen this part. We have this is now actually working properly for making the combining all the stuff here, and it makes this. This is actually full for some reason. I'm not sure why that's full. That shouldn't be full, because that's supposed to be infinitely dumping it, but that's fine. It doesn't really matter at this point, because this is supposed to be toxic wasting this all the way across here, down here, and then dumping to here, but it looks like it's stopped. But anyways, so that dumps it into here. We actually have a, so the toxic waste pool actually goes all the way down. Meowder made these little walls because he wanted it to actually manage to fill. But it's a big enough source that it's actually, when you look at, forget where you do that at. I don't know. Anyway, I don't remember where you look at it at, but it's a big enough source. There's enough blocks here that's considered a infinite source of toxic waste. So it will not fill past this point right here, which means that it never gets to use Meowder's little overflow here that he tried to make. All right, so then up here at the top, what we have is, so once it makes this, it will dump into here, come over to here. So it'll make those, it drops them, they fly over to here, goes down here. This was cleaner when I originally did it. It follows this belt, comes over to here, goes up over to here, into this chest here with the radiant coils. And then that will make these precision mechanisms down here to make the inductive mechanisms. The inductive mechanisms come here. They go out there. They go up here, over to here, to this spot where we get the silicon. And then once that comes through there, they'll make the calculation mechanisms. Those go into right here to be melted into this stuff to make all of the, you know, the minus, plus, 8, 3, and all that stuff. That stuff is then connected to an ME system, which comes over to here, which is where all of them are actually stored. And then we have a bunch of brass tunnels here set up to only do one at a time from each of them. And then that will go into this guy here, this meltree, which we can then use to make the computation matrices. So to get the silicon though for this, that's coming from down here. So that's coming from right here, where it's getting merged between these. It appears we are out of logs also, so stuff's not quite getting powered like it should be. But those are coming from here. So the one clumps we're getting from over here, where we're basically just burning logs. So our burning logs get charcoal. Charcoal's turned into this. And then for whatever reason, the fluid that you get out of this can just kind of spray off like that. And it doesn't actually put fluids anywhere, which is nice. And then so that will basically come over here, it'll chop it up and go through the process. And then the sand part for this liquid sand is coming from up top over here. Which is, we're getting from the sand. So we're grabbing the sand from over here. I'm basically just interrupting the line here because we have more than enough sand for TNT. That comes up over here, goes to here, and then that's going into the fluid to turn into balls of sand. The balls of sand are then being item drained, and then that's where you get the sand chunks, and then you get the liquid sand, which is going down below. The sand chunks are then going into here and being merged with the earth charges, which the earth charges we're getting from over here, where we have an extruder on top of soul sand, which then gets us the basalt, which then goes into here, into the minecart, which is being merged with the fluxomagnet. And then we have this little timer here set up, so that way it will basically, it'll trigger off the, so this one drops the items, this one tells the deployer to fire the little laser. And then we are using the little redstone links to basically toggle the hoppers on and off. And then that will basically just take what it makes, it'll crush it, it then compresses it, and then makes the earth charges. Okay. And then for the other half of the silicon, that's coming from over here. So we have a chiller here, which is chilling the water into snow. That is then going over to here. It's basically doing the same thing as the earth charges, but it's using snowballs and that little wand. But otherwise, it's basically the same system, same setup. And then when it makes those little ice cubes, those come down here, go into here, they get crushed, compressed, and then they travel along the bottom part here until they get to here, and then they merge with each other and make silicon. And then I think that's about all that we have here. That's actually the interesting stuff. So this right here is for us making the oxygen. So basically we just have a copper zinc sheet with water and a mixer. And then that's just basically taking the oxygen. This is set to ignore water. And then that just goes straight into the oxygen charge pad. That way, which I didn't try to overly automate that because we only need a little bit. And then this one here, this mechanical crafter, was for the making all the spacesuit parts. Because that stuff was just required different sets of mechanical crafters. And then over there is our little launch pad. This little thing here is Meowder's auto sheep farm that he made for sheep shearing because he wanted to make the giant duck. So basically it just goes around and shears the sheeps. It looks like it might be turned off right now. I think he stopped it. But it was taking the dirt, moving the dirt up here, putting the dirt in the belt, watering the dirt to get grass, taking it back over here, pushing it down here, pushing it over. And then it just basically cycled itself over and over and over. We have our matter condenser here that's just taking the matter balls, putting them over here. And then this was so we could get the plastics, which we didn't need quite this much, but I set it up so we could get a lot. Oh yeah, this one was the, to make the invert ingots, we could add the nickel compound here. And then this one would basically, it'd come over here, it'd cook it, and then it would just cycle itself through over and over and over through all the mechanical presses until it finishes it, because you have to stamp it a ton of times. And then they'll get you the invert ingots. Which, that again, I didn't automate because we didn't need too much of it. We needed a decent amount, but not a ton. So if you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a like, leave a comment down below, let me know what other mod packs we should maybe take a look at, and we'll see you next time.